My older son has an older laptop that he really loves using. It runs Debian, and specifically it runs the Plasma desktop. And one program he really loves using is called gcompress. It has a lot of educational games on it. And here are some of the other programs that he enjoys. TuxPaint, Audacity, Cheese. Cheese is for video recording. But in particular, if you have kids, I recommend gcompress. It's a great program and he loves it. And I want to allow him now to access certain websites, but I don't want to just switch on internet access. I want to specify the websites he's able to access and block everything else. So let's talk about how I do that using dnsmasq. So we're going to start with this file that I've created. And this tells Network Manager not to auto-generate etsresolve.conf. And so I want to be able to put my own information in there. So let's go ahead and look at etsresolve.conf. Right there. I guess I could have just typed that. And so I went and cleared out the other information. So you might want to comment it out. And so I have name server and then the local host address. And that will point things toward dnsmasq, where it is going to be managing DNS instead of Network Manager here. So as soon as I put that into place, I need to reload Network Manager. And so I just reloaded that. So that comes into effect, and we can see here at resolve.conf, because I had that directive up here above, it did not override it. So I keep that name server there. And now we want to install dnsmasq. Yes. Apt. Why did it do that? There we go. I can type it just as fast. It's already installed. Apt install dnsmasq, and I'm in the root shell, of course. And we'll check on the status, make sure it's running, everything's good. Enabled. And it's running. So we want to have both of those. Look, ignoring name server 127. So that's what we want. And now let's look at dnsmasq.conf. The Arch Wiki is a really good resource for this, and just reading the configuration file, reading the comments here. So I'm just going to hit capital G and Vim to go to the very bottom. Move my webcam up here. And so these are the IP addresses for Family Shield OpenDNS. And each one has to be on a separate line. You can't do comma separated as I've done here below. And so what we want to do is use this wildcard here and direct that toward localhost. And here we've got the second one. We've got, these are separated by commas. So I could do address equals this part as well, but I can just do this comma separated. And here once again is the wildcard, and this is shorthand for localhost for IPv6. So without this second part here, the IPv6 websites, for example, youtube.com or google.com, would still load. So we need those. So these are the ones, this is a wildcard, and this says block every single domain and point it toward here, which is localhost. And then finally, this is our whitelist, or our list of websites that are allowed. And of course, so the first one that I allow is debian.org, and it has to be this syntax. And then we have the hashtag following this time. The Arch Wiki, once again, is a nice resource. So it has to say server. It can't say address. Those are different things in the configuration. And so Debian.org, because of course I need to update the system. And then my son has gotten real into geography. So OpenStreetMap.org, that's the first domain that I'm going to allow. And so let's close this. Didn't make any changes, so I just hit :Q. Reload. And now we should be able to, let's try to ping duckduckgo.com. Name or service not known. Well, that did not yield the expected results because I had forgotten about my firewall. So after a reboot, here we are again. Let me zoom in here. 18-point font there. And so one other thing I noticed was an issue is I needed to have done systemctl restart dnsmasq.service instead of reload. Reload just reloads the configuration. Restart completely stops and restarts it. So that actually made a difference in the changes making effect. So I'll just do that again. Why not? And so here we are. Let's start again and try to ping DuckDuckGo, and we'll see the redirection to localhost. Notice it's just saying from localhost. Let's go into localhost. That's IPv4. Now we got an IPv6 address. And there we go. And now let's go to our allow list. If you recall, at the very bottom of, let's do tell. So we got our allow list. So we'll ping debian.org. There it is. So that is actually pinging debian.org. Wow, big delay there. There it is. Let's tell again. And then the other one, well, I added my URL there when I was checking up on things. And then the other one. Then, of course, we can do mine as well. So why not, just to show we can ping my domain there. And one last thing, one of the sources that was helpful was, well, just bring this over here, was Red Hat. That was the network manager thing, but I saw that a few places pretty quickly. All right, hope this will be helpful for you. Have a good day.